Hi, it's Cindy Fodor here with stampthelove.blogspot.com. I'm so excited that you can join me today. I would like to begin by showing you the project that we're going to work on. Actually, I'm going to tell you about it for a second. I'm using a stamp set that's new in our new catalog. So if you have your catalog, I can't even tell you what page it's on right this second, but it's called Comfort and Hope. And we earned the stamp set back earlier in this year by selling the poppy stamp set. So if you bought that from me, thank you for helping me earn this for free. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. I think Gina's here. I'm not sure. I can't quite see who else is joining me, but I appreciate you joining me and hope that you can maybe leave a comment and let me know that you're here in case I don't catch you. This is a stamp set that I want to highlight today in our Make It Monday. And I want to show you some fun techniques with backgrounds and texture and punches and all kinds of good stuff. So the card got a little busier. I'll show you my original and then I'll show you my stepped up version that I'm doing today. And I also just want to remind you that, again, our new catalog goes live on June the 3rd, by 2 p.m. They said 12 p.m. Mountain Time, so 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be placing my order for lots of the new things that I couldn't get on our pre-order, and hopefully you will too. I do want to mention, and I thought I would wait till the end to mention this, but I might just mention it now. If you would like to join my class this month, on the 9th, I believe it is, it's a Tuesday, at my house at 10 o'clock or at 6:30 p.m. And stay tuned. I might have one in Chambersburg as well. If you aren't going out or it's too far to attend, you're still able to get my class projects by placing a $35 order online. And the hostess code will be posted on my website for the June Hostess Club. You can still get those cards. I do 3 cards, and I'm going to show you. I did a video on this earlier, I believe last Monday, and this is the stepped up version. I decided that it needed a little bit different look, and so I added a few things to it. So this is one of the projects for class. And then this is the other one. My team has seen this one. It is a fold out card that I designed. And so it opens like this, and then the card comes open. So that's going to be one of our class projects as well. So that's going to be a fun card to do. And the other one I don't have completed yet, so I'm not going to show you that, but promise you it'll be good. All right, so let's get into the project today. And once again, using Comfort and Hope. And I'm going to have to turn my camera around, so give me just a second, please. So this is the card that I'm going to show you. There's going to be a few little changes just because you know how it is when you make something. You always tend to change it up after you finish it. So this is the one that I started with. So this is using the same color combination. But I wanted to stay away from dyes, so I had to get rid of these 2 things. I did do embossing. I can't not do embossing, I'm sorry. Hi, Jerry, welcome. So I came up with a lot of punched things, and like I said, I did do embossing. So let's get started. I will try to tell you my sizes as we go, so that if you would like, thank you, Sylvia, I appreciate that. I will, if you want to try to make this at home, you can. So this is a base piece, and this is, it's an in color, and it is Seaside Spray. Boy, that one came hard. This size was 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4. Actually, it wasn't scored. I usually don't score it this direction because the way the grains go, this side folds nicely. When I cut it the lengthwise, I definitely score that one because those fibers do not want to fold. And give me 1 second. I feel like I'm going to lose my stand here in just a second. There we go. It gets a little heavy. Okay, so that's our base piece. And then this piece I did go ahead and emboss already with our 2 new embossing folders. And I think they're called Greenery, even though I did it on blue. So these are the 2 new styles that will be coming out. And we have a mini die cutting machine and embossing machine. So these are made so that you can actually emboss with this machine as well. So that's pretty cool. I just want to mention that I'm not sure I'm supposed to allow, like I said before, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to tell you, but I'm not showing you, so I'm just giving you a few hints. 2 days we have to wait. But the Big Shot, or they're not called Big Shots anymore, it's called a die cutting machine by Stampin' Up. And that will not be available right away. I apologize, but we have to wait a little bit for that. Okay, this piece is 4.5 by 2. And then I just had, excuse me, I had a whole bunch of these in gray granite. I had cut something out and this was left. And so I decided I want to make a project with this, but I decided it was a great if I was showing textures and things like that. So we're going to use that. And then I do have some white that I will punch out for you in a minute. And then I have 2 pieces at 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So first I'm going to do a background stamp with this, which this stamp set lends itself wonderfully to that. So it has this great, it reminds me of some of the things from Gorgeous Grunge, which I miss a lot. And that's actually, this is not the one I'm using. I'm going to stamp this on here. So sorry for showing you that. I'm going to use this little, it looks like our fine thread looped around. And I'm just going to stamp that all over the background. On my original card, I did it in Misty Moonlight, which is our new color, new in color, and which this color is. I forgot to tell you that. This is the Misty Moonlight. So, but I don't like how bold that was. So I'm going to come in. I thought maybe this green would be less bold, but I'm not actually sure that's going to be the case. I'm still going to stamp it off a little bit because that's pretty strong. I just want a hint of texture. I don't want it to fight for the prominence on my card. So I'm just going to waste an image there. Here we go. The outside edge is the only part you're going to see, so I'm keeping that out there. I'm going to see if I can make this close. I guess that's as good as it gets. Hopefully you can see the whole screen. Okay, let's see. Next, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that green piece with the cross hatch. And it doesn't line up exactly, so I just try to overlap it a little bit. I did play with this with our Stamparatus to see if I could get the Stamparatus to work with it, but it's definitely not made to line up as you go, as you move the lid down. Unfortunately, I was hoping that it would, but it didn't. So, okay, so that's going to go here, and yeah, I like that a little better. It's a little, boy, I have the worst time with my voice. When I get on this call, I guess I don't talk enough during the day. I like how understated this background is now compared to the blue one. All right, now I want to show you something that as I was making this card, I was like, I wish I had a blue circle. And then I thought, well, I have blue and I have it already embossed. Why not just take and punch my circle out where it's going to be covered? So I'm going to just go in here and I'm going to punch a circle out because I want it. And I'm going to take it. Done with that one. That's our 1.5 inch circle punch, which is carrying over. I'm trying to be a good girl and only use things that are carrying over because I am ready for this new catalog, guys. I don't know about you. Okay, let me see here. I do want to punch a circle in the white, and I want to stamp that, but I want to tell you about my circle punches. I find that the Thick Whisper White is the best for punching circles. If you have ever gone to punch and your paper just sort of gobs up in your punch, then you know what I'm talking about, and you'll understand why I'm using the thick. The other option is to use our thinner Whisper White and put 2 sheets together and punch 2 at a time. So this circle one, I'm just using the thick Whisper White, and you hear that? It just chomps it right out. So the thinner you get, the more sheets you should put through, and it's amazing. It's amazing what difference that makes. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and finish punching my things here. I need 2 daisies, and this is just the regular Whisper White. This one doesn't seem to have an issue with punching the thinner paper. I seem to only have that trouble with circles, and I'm not sure why. Maybe just because of the large surface area. Okay, so I have all my punched pieces here. I think I'm finished with that. So, all right. Now what I want to do is I want to add the leaf. It's a little set of leaves, and I want to just add a light part to that, and I actually will stamp that off. I just want it to sit here quietly, and it's going to go right over that hole, okay? So don't worry that that hole's there, in case you were panicking that I screwed up my card, because I tend to do that. So that's going to go. And then I tried to layer my other circle pieces, okay? So now I have this whole conglomeration. I'm like, how do I put them together? I didn't really want them to be boom, 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 like diagonal. They did maybe tend to look a little like that on my card. So I'm going to try to keep this here, bring this down, and maybe bring this over here a little bit. But I need to remember that my saying needs to come out here, and then I have my flowers. So maybe they could come down here. Let's see how that works. Okay. So before I put that all together, I want to show you how I stamped my greeting. And I'm going to use our new multi tag punch. I forget what it's called now. I really need to put notes on this stuff because I don't know these things well enough yet. But I love this punch, and I've already showed it in some of my videos. So I cut this at 3/4 of an inch. However, if you haven't cut it just a hair less than 3/4 of an inch, you may have trouble getting it to sit in the groove. And as you can see, it's fighting to not go in that groove because I am like, it's laying over the groove. So I should have cut it just a hair more. But what I found is that if I put it in here as straight as I can, and I flip it over and just check the other side. A lot of you turn your punches over anyways when you punch, so this will be one of those that you really want to do that with, and just make sure that it falls within the design that is for that size, because you'll see if you get it over too far. Actually, I got it over, well, because it's a little too long, I have this extra little notch here. I don't know if you can see that, and that's not really what you want. And if I had my cutter here, I would trim that down. But that's not really what I wanted to show you today. What I really want to show you is how to get a little piece, because that's tricky. All right, so stick with me for a second. I'm going to stamp this in Misty Moonlight, and this is the only in color that I have, and that's only because I bought Paper Pumpkin, and I have a subscription to that, and I love getting the new things in Paper Pumpkin. If you haven't tried it, I suggest that you do. I have so many happy customers who get that every month. So I'm using this saying, and I do want to just tell you, let me show you this stamp set again, because I showed it to you up in the air. So comfort and hope, know that I love and care about you. Sometimes there are no words, sending you a paper hug. And I just love this, sending you a paper hug, because with our cards, I think that's what we do, and that's how we feel as we're making a card for someone, that it's just a hug going in the mail to them. So I'm inking this stamp up, and I am just going to pull this back towards me because I can't line it up if I don't get it there right. Okay, now I need to cut this to size before I punch it. So I'm going to Actually, what I look at is what I punched off from the other end. So I'm not taking a lot off. I'm only taking about 1/8 of an inch off. So I need to cut this fairly close to where I want it. However, sometimes if it's too long, it's sort of nice because if you messed up, you can punch again. Now, what I found is if you go to stick this in here, and I'm not going to let go of it because it will fall down in there and it will get lost because it's not long enough. But I still want to punch the other side. So I added some adhesive right here, and I took a longer piece and just tacked that on there to be my little holder to slide this in. So once again, I'm going to slide that back down in there. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to make sure that it's lined up nicely on either side, and then I can just give it a punch. And because I didn't push down real hard on my adhesive, I should be able to just peel that right off. I don't want to bend my card. And voila, there we go. Now we have completed that piece. So that's my tip for the new punch. I promise you that you're going to love this because you get 3 different versions of this, because you have this narrow width, which is a 1/2 inch, the one we just used, which is 3/4 of an inch, and then the next one, which is 1 inch. And then over here, you have a rounded end, so a little more feminine. And you have a 1/4, a 3/4, and a 1 inch design that you get with each punch. So depending on how wide your piece is. All right, we are ready to put this together. I'm going to just scoot my things off of here and start one at a time. So this goes behind, so I need to get that on first. Hopefully you're enjoying seeing ideas maybe online or here with the new in colors. I'm really enjoying playing with them and seeing what colors we have that coordinate well with them. And I really love how this Mint Macaron, the Seaside Spray, and the Misty Moonlight go together nicely. I do need a little bit of glue right there. Okay, and I'm just trying to keep my edges about the same. So I have almost a 1/4 of an inch here, so I'm going to try to put a 1/4 of an inch border over here, and the same at the top and the bottom. Okay, and then just making sure I'm in the screen there. I'm really still fiddling with setup and haven't perfected it yet, but I'm getting closer. My husband wanted to know what he can get me for my birthday that will help me with my videos. So that's very sweet of him. And sometimes I just don't even want to think about it. It exhausts me because I'm very technically challenged. All right, I just put a touch of green glue on that because it's not wide enough to use my Stan-On. And then I'm going to attach my white circle. This is the 1.5. And that's got to cover that, so we know that's got to go there. And then this piece I had put on upside down. You can do it either way, but I think I like that you can see both designs. They're both pretty, either the out or the in. I'm not sure if on video camera you can see the difference, but yeah, let me stick that there. And then I'm going to put my saying on, and I'm going to add dimensionals. I have our mini dimensionals here. And I want to show you a really cool trick that I just learned. And that is if you take your pick tool and you just stick that in there, it pops it right off. And boom, gone. I don't have to fight with them, except I think I stabbed my paper. All right, this guy's going to go right about here. And then I'm ready to put my daisy on. And I'm going to put just a dab of green glue. It's actually called Tombow liquid glue. But you guys all know that I call it green glue because it's green. And you know what I'm talking about when I say it. All right, let's see here. I sort of like when this covers my tag a little bit as well. So I think that'll go there. I wish that this was over a little further. I'm not sure if I can scoot that or not. Okay, there we go. You can see how the green glue will slide, and you have to be careful when that your daisy doesn't go cattywampus on you. All right, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to put that on with a glue dot because I don't want that popped up too much because I'm adding something on top of that. I also don't want to cover my saying. Okay. All right. How do we look so far? Last but not least, I want to add one of our clear faceted gems. And I like this because it's going to sort of pull in the gray granite. So I'm just going to pop this in as the center of my flower. There we go. Guys, that is it. Quick and easy. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Use your scraps. I guess that's what I'm saying. I love to pull out scraps and play with them, especially when grandkids come. My grandson gets very creative with my scraps, so I like to see that. I hate to waste things. You'll be able to order this set on the 3rd if you like it, as well as all the other things that are going to be amazing. Thank you, Lynn. Hey guys, before you go, if you could just leave a comment, let me know you were here. I would really appreciate that. It helps knowing that I'm not talking to myself and that people are actually maybe wanting to see what I have to show you. I think that's everything that I'm going to show you today. I do want to remind you that my in color cards, I already have these pretty much prepped and ready to go, but this kit runs out on ordering this runs out on the 2nd, as well as the in color club, which starts on June 2nd. So last chance is to order the kit that makes all of these cards. Okay. I will be back Thursday with another video. I have a really fun fold card. I had never seen it before, so I hope it's something that you won't have seen as well. So come back again and join me. Thanks, guys. Have a good day and God bless.